What's going on, everybody? This is Afro Think Tank. Today we're going to talk about unwanted Greek culture in the black community. All right, unwanted Greek culture in the black community. And I got this clip. Y'all gonna have to watch this clip. All right, y'all gonna have to watch this clip. Now, I gotta be tactful because, you know, Greek culture, man, they got power. All right, they got more power than the other ones. All right, than the envelopes with the money. They got more power than that. The Greek culture they got power. All right, look at the baby. All right, they made an example of his ass. But anyway, this subject actually transcends American politics, right? Now, it's said on the right, that this is a big reason why a lot of black people are willy-nilly, blindly going to the right? Because of this particular issue, right? And I understand that. I understand that. Now, a misconception is that black people who are not on the right, but black people who are progressive or liberal or centrist, right, that we all agree with that Greek culture, all right? You know, as a whole, as something we need to implement within our communities, right? And the thing is, for the most part, the consensus of us Africans living here in America, we all are pretty much on the same point. We don't agree with forcing Greek culture amongst us Africans. We don't agree. Now, if you Europeans, you want to practice Greek culture, if you want to make that a mainstay, you go right ahead within your culture. But what they're not going to do is force us Africans to practice Greek culture. Now, in the real world, there are plenty of people who practice the Greek culture in Africa, in Asia, all over the place. Every race has Greek culture, if you know what I mean. But we as African people have always handled our Greek culture in a certain way, right? We've always had family members with Greek culture, right? We love them. They're our sisters, they're our brothers, they're our mothers, they're our fathers, and sometimes. But we don't shout it to the mountaintops. We allow them to live, and we let live under a sense of normality, a sense of discretion. Usually that's the way people who do practice Greek culture like to operate. We're getting to the point where the ones that would like more discretion, right, within their Greek culture practices, they are even getting tired. They are even getting tired by this big corporate Greek culture trying to tell all of us that we need to practice that. And they're trying to tell us that their version of morality is the one we have to adopt, or else, right? They sent their Greek culture ambassadors to Africa trying to convince African people to accept Greek culture, right? Or else. They try to use their US sanctions on our African culture, of our African countries, because the African people, with their old, ancient African cultures, they already have an established African culture, refuse to infuse Greek culture within their culture. So what does America do? Put sanctions on them. But keep in mind, the Saudis, they also refuse Greek culture. Is America putting sanctions on Saudi Arabia? What about China? China also rebukes Greek culture. Does America we put sanctions on China for anything, but not for that particular issue, right? Does America put any sanctions on other Middle Eastern countries, which are all of them, who don't subscribe to Greek culture? No, because they do business with them. But America, the white Western world, feels like they have lordship over Africans, right? That they should tell Africans how it is they're supposed to live and practice their own culture, African culture, right? I totally, as a progressive independent, I totally reject Greek culture as the way they're trying to display it. Now, I'm all for my family members and my friend. Hey, if that's what you do, that's what you do as a grown individual. What you're not gonna do is try to say that that's a normal, everyday, average thing. You say it's not our fault that the Europeans, you know, are at an existential point in their lives where they're losing population, right? It's not our fault they're not having babies. It's not our fault that the system that they created to benefit themselves is the ones that's holding them back from growing and developing. It's not our fault, you understand? It's their fault. and we don't have to subscribe to it. You understand? We don't have to subscribe to that shit at all. That's their shit. All right? These are the same people that say, oh, the planet is overpopulated, while at the same time, they are underpopulated. So we know that the European Americans would do anything they can to push that particular agenda. Anything they can to push that particular agenda so that they can lower the population of African people. They've been trying to lower the population of African people for decades. They tried using biological diseases. They tried sterilizing us. They tried several genocides. I mean, they keep trying new things, and for some reason, like baby kids, we don't die, we multiply. And that's the issue they got, all right? So, yet again, the Greek community, they figured, man, we done put all they boys and they men in jail. We done separated them from their women. Shit, we done emasculated some of the men, some of the women, and we done demasculated or emasculated some of the men. So now let's finish them off. Let's force and push down this Greek culture so we can get some more of them to act funny and do things that's weird. Right? Let's get some more of them, impressionable young ones, and tell them that this is normal and okay. And this is how nature works. And we don't know, we know it's an anomaly. We know it happens, but we know it's an anomaly. It's not natural for us to do that. How else are we supposed to procreate? Huh? A boy and a boy can't make a baby. And a girl can't make a baby. Can they? They cannot. All right? They cannot. And there's no way they're going to convince us that those type of relationships are normal relationships that should be encouraged. They're not going to tell us Africans that. All right? They're not going to tell us that. And I don't care if you liberal, you conservative, you progressive, whatever. As Africans, we should all be on one accord when it comes to that. Like I said, we know we got some Greek culture practitioners in our community. They'll always be there. They're never not going to be there. It's always going to be there. But what you're not going to do is making it a culturally acceptable for us to just kumbaya and just let them run around. They done stole the damn rainbow. We can't even look at the rainbow. I can only wear like 2 colors at the same time, because if I wear 3, I'm gonna be suspect. Shit, you know, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, we're not gonna allow these European Americans to push their Greek culture on us. Just because they're going down, don't mean they're gonna take us down with us. Take us down with them. Just because they're going down, don't mean they're gonna take us with them. Not gonna happen. But anyway, without further ado, I want y'all to watch this. I want y'all to watch this, and I know y'all gonna feel mama. Y'all gonna feel mama, and we need to be doing stuff. We, as a community, need to do stuff like this more often. I don't care. F the consequences, because the consequences of not doing something is greater than the consequences of doing what this lady just did. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach them. I'm out.
You. Wait, not.
Wait,
what are you doing? Not. Stop that. I am not paying my. How dare you? I am not paying my tax money to support. Get out of this type of now. You like, why do you have this hanging? And why do you have this hanging up? It's part of the students. Here. No, it's not part of anything. That is uncalled for. We are paying you to teach history, and that's what you need to be teaching. Excuse me, this is a public school, little lady. You are excused. You are. Do you see what's on the side? No. This needs to go exactly where it is, in the garbage. You need to go in the garbage. I'm teaching my son to grow up to be a man. And I don't want you hanging on flag. I'm calling security. Hanging a flag up for you to sit up there and teach them the type of stuff I'm trying to keep them away from.
I told you what would happen. I told you somebody parent gonna get mad.
You need to be teaching history. 33, please. No, you need to be teaching history.
Shut up.
No,
Hey,
I'm not getting out of nowhere. I'm not getting out of nowhere. Hey, no, you don't tell my son to shut up. You talking to me. Your son is failing. My son ain't failing. Yeah. He needs to be failing because you got a flag hanging up. Because of you. Over the United States of America. You